Then to do evil. You see what the scripture say there? You see what the scripture say there? So to tell what the Bible says you will be. And God will allow you to go in that direction. Broadway. Broadway, you will take one another. You will think of new way to do evil. There are people not think of new way in Gaza time to be doing wickedness now. Because
what he told, he had checked here. Paul has not checked before. He denies that people on those steps. He said, "Only campaign. He's a common criminal. I'm saying that to you. He's a common criminal. There's the budget in budget for. He's a criminal because he lied at $3.6 billion in the budget. He can't take me anywhere. I define him. That's a criminal. No, I'm not angry. I'm being forceful. I'm being intellectual. I'm providing facts. No, I said something I didn't mention him, so they don't know the analysis. He has no integrity in life or integrity. He's in the process of integrity. He's drowning in the process of integrity. He's not only fake. He's drowning in the process of integrity. I say it's a criminal. It's a thief. To step up for the $5,000 car in the budget to vote for it, not just want to vote for it. And you didn't inform the people because everything you will inform the people. And he didn't say anything about it. Okay, the pastor didn't vote. Well, why he didn't say it? Why did he say he voted for it? The records are there, gentlemen. Sir.
I tell you this. The people there really like it. We elected the remarkable in 2017 up to 2018. Now that they want to move, talk to people example. Now that they want to pressure again, I don't have example. You don't know me, tell me. I'm a principal kind of person. So I tell you, I told you, that's one of the many that I see. We don't need ways and need military coaches. And then we need to allow to become a person that can take over. Is that more? Let's finish. So look, you finally will fall. But then the fire is down. And you can see that face. Good morning to everybody in here. I hope you are all okay. Your please tell trouble. My December gathering in the January, February, March. The time we will handle it. For me, I know I'm not coming back. If my December gathering down to okay, bad about me. Very, very bad. Very, 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 very bad about me. I will have no respect to believe the way I will believe. I need my December gas. My December gas was in the budget have passed. The budget passed 5%. If I take my 3 1 gas and March gas or April gas, that is key. I need my December gas. My gas be down after the movie. Bad about me. Very, very bad. Then I'm talking about, I have no regret for what I would do. You coming by, I don't get regret for what I would do. And not coming back, I have no regret for what I would do. Let me let you go to you. I will ask very aggressive and rude on people for my December gas issue. Yeah? Morning they compare to get what gas will become problem. It's supposed to be okay. Whether you are our police, before you don't want to do our call, I will disrespect you, you will not believe it. You have also, we are all police. You respect us. That was not something that to be completely. You want to be completely a police before you get out. What's wrong with you? You will make it stand up. Let my gas be that they
I don't think that my rules people for the listen to that criminal law. Thank you. Because now you are better today than 6 years ago. Yes, my friend, that was 6 years ago, and I don't think that my rules people for the listen to that criminal law. Thank you. Today than 6 years ago. Yes, my friend, that was 6 years ago, and I don't think that my rules people for the listen to that criminal law.
For the issue of Mr. Peter Dog, we got no idea on Mr. Peter Dog. It is movement, it is reality information. When you go there, people tell you that we have been eating dog. Why do people kill this dog? It is false. In fact, when we went to the police station, we have a conflicting statement. And who had a conflicting statement? The both of the complainant and that of the people that were accused. One ground that people ate his dog. When we went to the police station, we were marginalized. We got back to the court with our statement, written statement. So let's listen to the statement you provide to the police. The statement for me, we provided to the police. We told them that it is true that we ate dog yesterday. If I hit dog, you people ate? It was not a dog. So who's one of the dog you ate? The dog we ate, we bought a dog from West Point, from one of our friends. And in fact, the dog that we ate, it was a dog that was killed in the net time and they got roasted dog. And you put two police investigators that you put bought a dog from West Point. And then when you put told let go West Point, you couldn't identify the person you put bought the dog from. We went to West Point. In fact, before going to West Point, we went to his point of Wisdom Hall, and the person was not provided. So what we did, we went to West Point. When we went to West Point, the person who claimed that he put brought dog to them to court. For sure, the person was not provided. It was later on the person key. We went to West Point. The guy that we bought the dog from, we could not find him. Probably he going to the more business. He's a human being. He claimed that this is not the first time he put killing his dog. That's the first allegation. If at all we go to the law and he proved all guilty, we will going to be facing justice. But if we go to the law and we are not found guilty, we'll sue a lawsuit against him. Yeah, even though you put a dog, but it was not the dog. For sure, without a Mr. Peter's dog. But why do you think he's leveling the allegation against people? The reason for we didn't make is leveling allegation against us. Yesterday, when we went to the
Okay, so folks, welcome again. Welcome to the program. Good evening, Liberia, at about this time. So it's good to be back here. It's good to be back here. For those of you who are watching us, we are coming to you live from Focal Online TV. We are stationed within the Total Village community. It's such a pleasure to be here. Our technician is doing everything possible to ensure that we can be able to eliminate the feedback we are actually getting. So it's good to be back here. As I said earlier, I was here on camera this morning when we provided you the regular update regarding the news at the moment taking place in Liberia and that of the world, where Finance served as the prime presenter on the program Good Inside the Print Media, and I'm here as the lead host. And very shortly, I will be co-assisted by my comrade Mohammed Bani Kane, who will definitely be playing the role as a co-host on the program. We initiated this program, and we felt that it was important that we continue updating our people and continue speaking to the issues, even though at times we are expected to discuss our opinion, but our opinion should always be anchored upon the facts or upon the prevailing situations in Liberia. So for those of you who are actually watching this live feed program, we urge you to share this live program into your various chat room, and let's get the real issues in the country. So there are lots of new things in the country. There are lots of new developments. Facebook has been flooded by exchanges from both Samuel Tue and supporters of Samuel Tue and that of Amara Kone. I think right at this point in time, we're supposed to be discussing the governance issues of our country rather than throwing jabs and throwing tantrums and expressions at each other. Whether you are in opposition or you are about to go to opposition, I think the most important thing here is about we discussing the progress of our country, Liberia. I say every one of us will need to work tirelessly to promote this one agenda called Liberia. So whether you are in opposition or you are at the verge of going in opposition, you are the next government waiting. I think it is totally unfair for you guys to always be going at each other using all sort of profanity, and because what is happening now is totally bad, and it doesn't represent it doesn't represent the kind of behavioral tendency we expect to come from these two public figures, the likes of Amara Conan, the likes of Samuel Tue, and all other people who support, support because the confusion, will start between the two factors, and definitely it will escalate, involving a lot of people, a lot of Liberians. This is what we don't want. Remember, the Unity Party government pledged its commitments to reconcile Liberians after the elections. So I think we need to be, more focused on more programs that tend to unite our people rather than inflaming the situations, because we have had a very terrible history in this country about violence, and violence has actually not formed any remedy or solutions to our problems in Liberia. So that is just a caution to a lot of the people who are writing in favor of Amara Kone, and that of the people who are also writing in favor of Samuel, Samuel Twe. So another issue here that I want to discuss has to do with the county meet. A lot of most of the talk shows in Liberia have since ignored this issue, but I think it is important that we elevate this discussion. You know, but before we move over to that, I will definitely be joined by my co-host Mohammed Bani Kanin, and who will be placed on the camera very shortly. Um, so Mohammed is now placed on the camera. We need to make one or two adjustments to ensure that my colleague Mohammed Bani Kanin gets on the camera. Uh, so he is making the adjustments. Okay, while he is making the adjustment, we'll still be talking about the issues. I see, let me begin to acknowledge Sharone Lokin Vani. They are watching from Lokin Time. So thank you for watching. Keep sharing the program. As always, make this program, this platform, uh, one of the best listening to platform, because what we do here, we try to recognize people. We try to recognize you. We extend our heartfelt gratitude for always sticking and still and following us as always. So, Mohammed Banikan and y'all, you are most welcome to the program Good Even Liberia.
Oh, thank you, my dear brother. Thank you for keeping the platform alive. Thank you for maintaining the high level of civility on the platform. So it's good being here to have a to have a very good conversation with you for the next 2 hours, where we're going to be rumbling into issues that matter to the growth and development of our country. I'd like to say thank you and thanks to our many followers who've been there following us via our live Facebook and YouTube page.
Oh, oh, okay. So, there are lots of things happening in the country. You and I are listening to our sister radio stations in the country. But one thing I have observed is the issues about postponement the postponement in the that of the county meet, because the county meet is one important programs in our country, and I think it shouldn't be ignored because of age relevance. So very shocking. We receive an information from the Ministry of Youth and Sport of postponing the county league. Else, said postponement has sparked a lot of mixed views among the public, and you have been monitoring, you have been following the conversation very closely. For me, what I think this postponement, a lot of people like I will disagree with many of the views in the public. Some of the people are actually lacking the Ministry of Youth and Sport for negligence, because but I think their outburst to the Ministry of Youth and Sports is actually in the right trajectory, owing to the fact that the ministry such program lies within the hands and on the arm or the shoulder of the ministry. So every other preparatory activities, the ministry is supposed to be on top of that particular information in terms of conveying the actual information. Or what the date, the postponement was totally unnecessary. because they didn't consult the people that X, Y, and Z, because of X, Y, and Z, we will not have. They created a platform to set up a stage as though they were actually going to organize the country meet. There were a lot of exuberance across the country of players gearing up for the tournament. And like the number of exuberance we normally experience during the Christmas, during the I call the country tournament. So I don't know. Perhaps you have some reservations about that particular issue.
Um, what we've been able to gather from that issue as it relates to the postponement of the national county sports meet. Um, there was an agreement between the joint transitional team ahead of the inauguration. This thing happened 2017 upon President George Manuel inauguration, where they sent a request that they wants to head the country meet under the umbrella of reconciling the country. So it is the same thing as the United Party too. They put in a request to Josh Manuel government because he's still the president of this country until January 22 or January 22nd before the gavel can be turned over to Jeremiah Kun, to Joe Boyka and that of Jeremiah Kun in January of next year. So the joint transitional team, they had a conversation, and that conversation was at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. And in that conversation, the joint transitional team, from the angle of, of President-elect Joseph Nima Boyka, they put forth a recommendation before President George Panavia that we want to conduct the country meet. We are appealing to you. And then I also believe that is also a precedent that George Manuel decided to set because he did it in the past and then another person wants to do it. So I want to believe he don't want anything like a confusion between he and that of the team from Joseph Nima Boyka camp, where of course the guys recommend to him that we want to air. We want to conduct the tournament, and then in the event he and his team was going to say no, then there was going to be a serious issue. But how it the Ministry of Youth and Sports did not do well at this dying minute to have come out to the people and tell them the tournament will be postponed. To postpone the tournament now. What becomes of those who, who are already outside of Montserrat County? You have some teams that are in River Sales right now. They've been in River Sales for the past 2 to 4 days training. They've been in. Some of these people went to Grand Nigeria. Some of these people are in Nimba. Some of these people are in Lofa, Cape Man, Bong, Bapoli, all around the country. So what becomes of these people after they have paid a money for hotels around the country that our team going to be lodging here until the tournament can start, until we can go back to Monrovia, our team going to be here. So what becomes of these people? And one thing about some of the business about some business people is that they will now want to give the money back.
Most definitely.
They will now want to give that money back. Maybe the team and the hotel management might go to an agreement that since that's the case, we are appealing to the police to reserve the money. When the tournament starts, we will come back to you to still make use out of the money. But the Ministry of Youth and Sport did not do well. And I think this should not be on a political party spirit. It should not be sentiment. It should not be sentimental that once this political party has get power, has once this political party won the election, it should be this political party that should head the election in our country. I think it shouldn't be that way. The people of this country must have a fair share of what's supposed to be given to them.
Mhm.
So I think they did not do well for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Seriously, because
They actually didn't do
people
well.
people were in their gears,
Yeah.
and like for me, I was thinking about buying a local
Rooting for Lufa County.
Yeah, so I was thinking about buying. I was thinking about buying my local content tab now. You see, so and then you also want to put the business people at risk.
Mhm.
Some of these business people who have purchased a lot of jerseys for the 15 political subdivision in our country, where you have almost all of the business people now. They were going to take that as a business now to start printing t-shirts, printing on t-shirts around, selling it for 15 to $18, $5 around. But now everything gonna be put to a halt. Even if I buy my tab now, my tab gonna get old before the
before they
tournament
even
starts. So we all gonna
the
wait
actual date.
exactly. So before the actual date of the tournament starts.
But one of the things that I think is totally unfair, even though they have been able to mend up the broken pieces, uh, they have been able to mend up the broken pieces by that they have provided the need for clarity surrounding things. But I think it was totally unfair for the ministry. I think the joint presidential transitional team, which of course were trying to prioritize their requests, I think was totally unfair owing to the fact that. They let the people in suspense because you postponed the event. You didn't come up with any date, any tentative date, and also that the people can still have that confidence that yes, indeed, at social and so point in time, we definitely have that. So I think they actually need to work that. But looking at the fact that there has been multiple, there has been call for reconciliation. Looking at the numbers we're looking at the numbers we observe from the run of elections involving the two prime factors in the electoral process. It was entirely important that we have more programs and in a wake of tailoring our reconciliations by using different approach. So the counter sport me is one of the most essential programs that we need to use to reconcile with differences and make the political divide we experienced during the course of the elections.
Yeah. That is one tournament within our country we use to reconcile people. What's the thing that has happened? Our people use this tournament. Our people use this tournament for the means of reconciliation, where they use it to reconcile the country. But those who are in authority, like what you said, up to present, they said they were going to update the people in subsequent time. Up to present, the Ministry of Youth and Sport. In fact, that shouldn't have been something to say it is a press statement or even a press release coming from the Ministry of Youth and Sport, because that is not even sufficient.
Definitely,
There's, I think, two or three sentences.
2 or 3 sentences.
Yeah, and say that is a press statement from the whole Ministry of Youth and Sports, coming up with just two or three sentences, and then you want us to believe that that is a press statement coming from you, and then in your statement you said you will update the public. We gone since last week.
Yeah.
When this week comes and ends, we're going to be in 2 weeks.
I think
No,
they are,
1 week plus.
yeah. I think they are dragging the new administrations in the mud, owing to the fact that the ministry presented a platform as though they were actually going to host the county meet, and literally the people had to tell them, say, no, you cannot host the county meet because this is the program we are actually depending on to reconcile the
Yeah.
people. So they actually try to drag the new administrations in the mud. So it is about time that those people who are oftentimes in the wake of clarifying all of those contradictions need to come out and actually address the media relative to the counter meat issue.
So, so,
Mhm.
so, so, so that is it, and it has happened already. So we just hope and pray such thing. This should not be business as usual, because in the event this becomes business as usual, we will continue to experience these kinds of things along the way. So those who are in position, or those who are about to occupy various government ministries or agencies, let them see these things, that it should not be business as usual, because that is one reason for we the Liberian people went to the poll on November 14th during the runoff election, overwhelmingly elected Joe Newman Boyka and that of Jeremiah Pankon to steer the affairs, to govern this country through their expertise, because they told the people that yes, they have all of the expertise, they have everything it takes, they have everything it takes to manage the affairs of this country. So the weight is on the shoulder of the Unity Party
Definitely,
government. It is also on the
a
shoulder,
lot of huge responsibility they have on their
definitely.
shoulders.
So, and it is also on the shoulder of President-elect Joseph Newman Waka to do the rightful thing. And there are a lot of issues. People are concerned about the the well-being of the vice. I mean,
The vice
of the
president.
No, not the president.
The president
He
elect.
has spent more time outside the country. Why is it that you don't want to come to the country? Why is it that you don't want to come home?
And one of those issues that has flagged of recent has to do with the certification exercise. You know, few days to the certification exercise because they actually obtained their certificate on the 8th of December. Few days we received a well publicized communications from the ministry, from the Unity Party angle, asking the National Elections Commission for a postponement in the certification process of their president elect, of the president elect. So I think it was totally unfair on the part. I think Joseph Walker needed to have recognized that the certification exercise was even more vital than
the visit he's going for.
Than the visit he's going for. Even though why the shooter, we cannot allude to the fact that all of those people, as per what he has in his itinerary about the significance of the trip, are not important. But I think the certification is more important because that serves as a souvenir, to your victory.
So, and this is something the United Party beat drums in the ears of the CDC that Mr. Weah, you cannot leave the country for more than 4-5 days.
Mm-hmm.
President-elect, you have not been sworn into office.
But that could be another, that could be another side of the coin where we argue vehemently that the man has not been inaugurated and he doesn't have the gavel in his hand.
But
when he has the gavel in his hand, definitely he will make the necessary limitations of all of those traveling.
Yeah, but there is this normal saying that says, if the Christmas will be good, you're gonna know from the Eve. So if President-elect Joseph Nima Bwaka will live by the rudiment, will live by what the people of this country want from him, the people are gonna start seeing it from now before he can be sworn into office. Other than that, the CDC gonna beat the same drums in their ears, and then we who sit behind the microphones, we're gonna beat the same drum in his ear to tell him that as a president, you said this thing was wrong years ago. You are now in the position, you have been given the opportunity to govern this country. So the issue of it going to stay a long time in another person's country, you have to cut it off because they did the same thing.
I don't think they try to publicize as though that would be, that would bring any substantial gains to our country development or our country progress. Is the issues about if you sit down, a lot of Unity partisans will tell you, that kind of visit the people show to the president-elect, they have not shown that to Josh Weah. And all of those things, because those things are, for me, they are dispensable because they do not add any substantial relevance to our country progress.
Yeah, because what the people are going to be convinced of, those who are heading the PR of the Unity Party, let them be able to come to the public and tell the public, these are the kind of people President-elect Joseph Nima Bwaka has had conversation with, and he is expected to have conversations with investors, with government officials in the US. At least that will quench the appetite.
Yeah, that will quench the appetite of why, I think that will lead to rest much of the growing arguments in the public.
But you cannot continue to leave the people in suspense and continue to mesmerize, in the words of Adran Katama, and
romanticize the conversation about it. So I think we are pressed up with time. Our guest is just waiting for us. We just left to take this short break, and when we come back, we have our guest in studio. Our guest name is Mark Defan McKay. He's the chairman of Queen Princess Gateway. He will come and provide all necessary clarity regarding what would be the next position of the team.
And just to inform you, also Mark Defan McKay, he also worked on the We Are Out campaign.
We Are Out campaign. So all of those questions were definitely asking.
He supported Vice President now, President-elect Joseph Nima Bwaka.
Vice President now. I think at one point in time I saw him at the National Elections Commission when Unity Party. When they don't let a band of Unity Party supporters at the National Elections Commission demanding for the publications of the FRR. So all of those questions we definitely ask him. It is important that we have him. We have been able to lay our hands on him. You know.
Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it. Focal TV, bringing you innovation to broadcasting, news, views, comments, and analysis of issues happening in Liberia and the rest of the world. Focal TV, with check and balance, we bring it as it unfolds. Focal TV, bringing you face to face with newsmakers in town. Focal TV, the best online platform in broadcasting. Focal TV, located at Topo Village, Somalia Drive, Liberia. Be the part and experience the best in online broadcasting. Keep focal.
Okay, folks. Now we now have with us in studio of Mark Defan McKay, chairman of Team Princess Gate, a representative candidate. He contested on the collaborating political party ticket as a representative candidate. However, she lost the election, and we have a chairperson in our studio. We're asking all of those questions relative to the campaign, how he saw the way in which the people of the team voted, and why motivated the decision to vote the way they vote by retaining the current lawmaker who just received his certificate by the National Elections Commission. Even though there are a lot of issues we are hearing, it has been alleged that Representative Edward Papiflomo is not feeling okay, but we will still get the rightful authority to speak to that, the likes of Mustaso, Webster, Tobias Cohen, all of those people who are in the close circle of the current of the incumbent representative. We have them one of these days to talk about all of those things because there have been a lot of issues here. So we will now place our guest on camera as he gears up to make a lot of preparations. So Mohammed Vanikana Pehavi has on some other issues to highlight before we get our guest on the camera.
Yes, it's good. It's good bringing those who are the newsmakers in our studio where we have once we have the opportunity to bring these people in our studio, it is prudent upon us that we call them because they are the newsmaker, they are the ones who make the news. And it's good having Mike Divan McKay in our studio who I think he's not a stranger here. He been here during the election and having it's another opportunity.
Yeah,
It's
it's quite an
absolutely an
opportunity for us,
opportunity for us. Yeah,
I
because
know.
these people are the politicians.
Yeah, they are the politicians,
They are
but
the ones.
sometimes when there is a dynamics in their struggle, the way you oftentimes have them available at their disposal, you will no longer have them.
Yeah, and one thing that draws my attention is he's dressed
the the rights. A lot of basis, a lot of issues people go on voting, but now that is why you cannot compare the Western democracy with our democracy because we on the process. It's a growing process. Gradually, people try to understand that it's a process, like I said, but gradually people going to understand that we're not going to vote for this. The issue about food, the issue about money. We're going to vote people on the basis of what they can do, what they can deliver for the district. So you see, the campaign was very tough. Ella Papi Flomo was in the lead because he was dashing up money. Moreover, he was highly supported by the coalition of democratic change. And so they had the cash. He had the cash. They were spending it all over. They were, doing last minute time project. So we expected, even though it was part and parcel of the process, but we knew that he had the urge.
He had urge.
Definitely.
Okay, so a lot of you have complained about the issues about of financial influence in the decision making process, particularly with the position of representative. How do you anyhow foresee a kind of hygiene in our politics where people will gravitate from that way of being financially influenced by a particular persons to vote the way they vote?
But you see, that's why I previously stated our democracy is gradually growing, right? I feel like 5 years from now, we're gonna like 2029, right? The mindset of people gonna change.
Are you seeing that?
Yeah. Gradually.
What
The
what
current
what
elections,
what can
the
you
current elections,
uh-huh.
the current elections
Mhm.
that Ambassador Joseph Boakai was elected prove that it is a process.
But one could argue that the national scene is totally different from that of the elections that take place
But
at the district level.
the same people that voted the national level, they are the same people that voted at the level of the district. So you see, it's not extra, or participation. It's the same process.
Mhm.
But then that is why I stated the mindset of the people gradually going to change. 5 years from now, in 2029, you want to see. I'm not going to vote for this man because for the pure time, the man he haven't been around. He only come around when elections is it's about to start. Election process is about to start. So he comes around. So I feel like he wants to buy my vote. And you see, we need to educate the youngest one, make them to understand the issue about voting is about life, right? If we try to do the wrong thing, or if we try to engage ourselves in things that will not bring growth and development towards the district, we ourselves will be affected. So we, the educated ones that understands the dialectics of the district politics and national politics alike, we need to make them to understand, hey, our junior brother or my little sister, I want for you to do your own analysis and feel like maybe no good school or we don't have the money to send you to private school and we're seeing government schools around. If the lawmaker don't push the interest of the government institution, so how would they be equipped to provide good education?
It's said that your political leader, Princess Gabriel candidate, is disappointed owing to the fact that the people may have misled her politically. That is why she hasn't gone to the people to congratulate them for their participations in the process.
I don't feel.
But sometimes you are very close to her. You have a very good proximity with Princess, so you must be acknowledgeable for all of those things.
After the elections,
Mhm.
I want to say on this video,
Mhm.
after the elections, the honorable cut off.
She cut off.
We had some political differences. She
Mhm.
cut off. You know,
They said that she
making
was
a
right.
decision to support a political parties
Mhm.
is a joint team. Where we work as a team. You know that. I'm not supposed in no part of the world, right? Or no part of Liberia that I will support the ANC, right? But I came on your studio, your radio, and told you that I want to support ANC, right? It was based on the influence of my sister, right? So if this is the time after this election, you lost the election, come back to the team or Yes. What is the way forward? We can go up. I feel like I want to support CDC. That is my path. We are going to come up with our different point of views. What we understand. What we observe for the period of time and make our analysis. So maybe we will go away. But you just come and say, I support the CDC. Knowing the fact that you got a chairman, you got a full structure, not consulting us, coming up on a podcast that I support CDC, knowing the fact the current state of CDC.
Are you saying that the recent statement that I saw on the podcast by Princess Gabriel Kennedy was a unilateral decision?
I'm going live, and I know when you're on Focus TV, you. I think there's a camera on me right now. I'm saying this. The lawmaker can come, the candidate can come. You can invite her and ask her. We did not sit down for the day of the campaign, right? The day of the elections. I met the candidate. I told her, I said, what are we doing? At the 11th hour, we don't have a war room. We need to send people out there, to go. Even if that one person, voted for Princess Gabriel Kennedy, yes, that is being marked down. And I was told that the Focus TV had a war room. And I don't want it to be. I'm not saying you guys' war room was not credible. Right? We needed our own thing. We needed to send people on the feed, but we did not feel that impact from her from that particular point. So maybe my view towards that, she feels somehow, but then I was not taking out the issue. Seriously, it was normal. Maybe it could be some financial issues. So, but then she was not related to us on that particular issue as it relates to finance. So I thought it was, the Pope man called the war laissez faire. I decided to play. Let me play my cool, and let me see if the owner we're going to reach out to her. After elections, we had to talk. Oh, what's up? She did not even call me. At least if the process did not drive our direction, some text messages that other political other candidate did, thanks to the team. But then we did not feel the presence of Princess Gabriel Kennedy. At the end of the day, Princess Gabriel Kennedy did not meet with the team to say, this is what we want to do. This is my way. I see the arrow pointing at the Congo Democratic Change. Right? And so if you guys want to go this direction, definitely we can go this direction. Who am I? Maybe I'll pop up and say, no, I'm not on the side. And the political party I formed. I formed the United Party. You can't change me.
Right? Apparently she knew that you were going to influence the decision making at the level of the executive.
No. I could not change it at that level. I could not change it. To be a realist.
Looking at your relationship with your colleagues, apparently she was writing that this guy will definitely influence the decision at the level of the executive, and the direction I actually want to go to would definitely not be the order of the day.
No, Lincoln. Yes, she had a bigger voice when it comes to our team.
Is that how the party is structured? All the team has been structured?
Not that how the party was structured, right? It's a one-way team. I call it a one-way team, right? Because our energy to push her agenda to make her the next lawmaker of the district team, right? We saw that we were moving in the right path, right? But then we did not have a link with the ANC. We were on the right path, and if you ask her, we did not have no disagreement at times. We did not have no disagreement. But when things are gone, the ANC ticket, the team, I was not for with the team. Let me say this. I was not for with the team. I was not for with the team. I was not for with the team on the basis that I had a job, I had a contract, right? And so I was out of Maserati, but then I had one of my strong staffers. He was like acting. Akina was like acting in my position in my absence. But was talking on the phone, and when he wants to do anything, he's gonna consult me, say, "Oh, our chairman, this is what Then I gave him my little support and I gave him, my little contribution as it relates to that particular issue. So, gradually we were like, moving, it was like on par until we Gator got on the ANC ticket. The first one, the ANC had that structure at the district level. But then some of them knew that I was is I am a strong member of the United Party. They thought it was that they could not work with me. And so sometimes when I go for ECBT, they call me the unrepentant United Party partisan. Right. So
Were
some
you
of my friends.
intimidated by that?
No, 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 no,
Mhm.
no. Because the law was in there for the ANC. A lot of my friends that we came from the COP, uh, the We Are Our campaign, it was part of the ANC. We knew each other. We knew that I was goal, Jetty was to get to push Ambassador We Are Out. That was our goal. But then we did not have some, mixed feelings at that particular time because during that era you had the four political party were united, right? But then when the split came, everybody went away. We supported the United Party. We went our way to ANC, the Labour Party because Labour Party had a kind of two segments, right? The ability force and the young Bikanga force. So, but then we were in the same cycle, normally we meet, we interact, we had that friendly environment. But then at the level of the district, because the level of the district was not at the national level, right? And so the guys at the district level, they felt, that, I was like, I'm the manipulate the man of the people, the few folks, at the district level to
So you were being
support.
targeted.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that major focus was, all right, we only support Princess. Mind you, a lot of them, Princess was not the first candidate to, Princess was not the first individual that
They collaborated
they
with political party. Yeah.
collaborating political party when that news. We had one. I can just recall her name, but they had one female that's supposed to Willette,
Well,
right?
yeah, Cooper.
Copper. So the issue was they spent longer time with Willette, but then at the end of the day, they saw that the team was the team the party selected Princess Gato Kennedy. So you find a lot of the folks that was supporting ANC at the district level, was in line with Willard Point. That point was not Princess Kennedy. So you see, that was a split. So you see, at the end of the day, you find the ANC folks, they're gonna go carry different messages out there.
So,
And
so you've been looking at that potential conflict within the establishment, even going through election before the elections. Did you ever take some steps to resolve those issues?
no, the problem was
Mhm.
I felt that I had a structured team.
Mhm.
We started our engagement at the district level like 4 to 5 months before the elections. We had a team. So if another team, the ANC team, which it was a plus for the candidate to run on that particular ticket, I feel that it was going to open the avenue for Princess to be well known at the national level because the politics her level was at the district, was not at the national level. The first time Princess, tried to push, and her issue was on the OKF where she shared a platform with Bronsky,
Yeah,
Charlie Bronsky.
it was actually coincidence then.
Definitely.
And
So, we started to push the agenda from that. We felt that from that particular interview, we could push her on the national level. You share a platform with a stakeholder. And we feel that at that particular point, we needed to do more. We saw ourselves, pushing from the district to national. We were proud of ourselves. Before lately, as God could have it, we saw ourselves, princess on the ticket of the ANC. And so we felt that it have expanded we're going to push more because in ranking, the ANC was the third, biggest political party in
Okay.
ranking at that time before
Mhm.
the elections, right? So we felt that was it was a plus for Princess, and so but then as we keep on, the, the I know how I call it, I know how I can classify that kind of politics to be,
All right.
witch hunting and all this stuff. So I decided to back up.
And made a kind of rankling between you and your political leader. Have you ever heard about how discussing perhaps somebody tried to fill you with information pertaining to her stance in 2029? Perhaps she wants to recontest in 2029.
Uh, if she got that, since the election,
Mhm.
Princess and I have never sat down.
But you have sources very close to Princess who may possibly be giving you informations, and perhaps on one
Lincoln, I'm
occasion
a
the
very
president.
busy young man. I think I'm a very busy young man. I don't see.
So regardless,
It's no longer my concern.
Mhm.
Hmm? If even she wants to be part of any elections, it's no longer my concern, right? I'm saying this on the platform, right? It's no longer my concern. I'm in the bigger picture right now. I feel like this is the time that I can calibrate new strategies. Today or tomorrow, you're gonna hear say, "Oh, Mark Agner is at this level,"
But don't you
right?
think it will have a
So
flush on
I
your administrative on your administrative career in the future for you to
no,
defy that you took a candidate to the race, and after the elections, people can no longer feel the impact of
but
the.
if that candidate was not at that level, and I tried to push that candidate, and we were not successful in the process, and I feel that have nothing to do with my political life or my administrative life, right? I feel like it had nothing to do with me. I think if 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 anybody want to blame me on that I supported the candidate and the candidate was not successful, and I feel like my face was not about it.
The face was not on the package. So Mohammed Bali Khan, you start my co-host. You start very religiously listening to me while you get some of the technical issues resolved. I think we have quizzed him a lot. You have some questions that you need to ask him pertaining to the district level before we transition into the national issue.
Yeah, it's good having Mark Tigran McKay on our platform. One of those questions I have to pose to Mark is that what if he still maintain the position as the
Oh
chairperson of
yeah,
the
that is very going to defy that.
The election is over,
The election is
right?
over, right? Yeah.
So
but then
Most political
but
institutions don't throw away their chairmanship right after the
uh-huh,
elections.
so
Even after the
no,
elections, that is true.
exactly,
Most of them maintain their chairmanship.
no,
So that is the question. That question
so
is more
maybe
relevant.
Princess
I,
still have
no.
2029. We have 2029.
I
What
think
Looking at
Princess
I
Princess is
think
a very young.
it was like
Mhm.
I was appointed to serve as chairman, right?
okay.
Because of the election. The election is over,
So
right?
meaning you're
So
trying to say
I'm off and a princess team. Let me tell you, I
Without formal letter,
no,
without formal letter,
but I don't
I
think
want to
it,
believe.
it,
I
it
want
is
to believe.
brilliant. It is
Mhm,
brilliant
mhm,
to send a formal communication to the team, right?
mhm,
And on the other hand, it is brilliant for the political leader,
mhm.
right, to come back to the team, make the team to understand that this is the decision to support CDC. But then since she was now on a path, she felt that after the election everything is over. Myself think that's in
so
direction.
your departure from the team is squarely based on Princess, according to you, allegedly Princess unanimous decision to have supported the CDC in the just ended presidential runoff election.
Definitely, after that, we
You feel insulted.
I feel that that was not the rightful way. I'm not going to tell Princess uh, which way to go. Let us be honest.
So do you have
As the chairman, I'm not going to tell Princess, oh, this is where I want for you to go. No, but at least some sign of togetherness. and we could discuss and come to a point that, oh, princess, since the election is over, I'm gonna go back to the unity party. Right after the election, or in a crack testimony, say, Mark, I think this is the time that we need to join forces to campaign for congratulations. I know you are a strong member of the Unity Party. Right after the elections, Corina Crack tested. So it was not that she knew that I still remain a Unity Party magazine, but I was supporting the candidate, not on my political party. But that doesn't imply that I did not have love for my political party. And Princess, no. But it was a lot of meetings, ANC meetings, that they wanted to see the chairman. But I did not turn up because I did not wear no ANC materials from the beginning to the ending of the campaign period. Right? I was not seeing in no ANC materials. I was doing it because I feel that the level that I've gone with the Unity Party, not this is the level of ANC. The love wasn't there, and I could not force it. Right? So a lot of the activity I back up,
A lot of the activity
and I back up.
Mhm.
So
But
my support was to Gedo, not the ANC, because when ANC, when the force from the district, the national level, when they go, everything will be the chairman, the chairman. And somehow some of my friends that say, my man, the discussion was just circled, and I felt that it was bothering the growth of Princess Kennedy in the circle of ANC. So, and let me tell you, Lincoln, I don't pretend I'm a bold person. I don't pretend be a politics, social life. I don't pretend. I go straight to the point. So I feel that acting like I'm in the circle, knowing the fact that I'm not in the circle, it was going to bother her, maybe her support. So I thought it was to just play my cool, you know. Oh, chairman, you're not around. Sometimes she gonna call. Sometimes she gonna phone me, text me. Oh, chairman, we had the other activity. You're not around, and what's going on? I was busy. I could make myself available, but the political party and the politics were playing, make me to stay away. I was just the fact.
so you as a chairman, now that the election is over, you will definitely, it's just a matter of time, you will definitely communicate to the political leader about your resignation. Don't you think that there could be a mixed feeling, that letter of resignations could maybe germinate a mixed feelings among the people who won't believe in you, and owing to the fact that you have to leave the party the way you are leaving the party?
No, no. I don't see it to be a mixed feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Like I previously stated, the election is over. I was appointed to serve for the elections, and that era is over. We lost the elections. My candidate congratulated. I think she was the first person that congratulated a lot before me. And so at that particular movement, I felt we could establish another page, to move on, But then it was like the concern, it wasn't there any longer. The election was over. The piece of job I did, maybe it did not please the candidate. So she needed not to come back to me, to consult me on some issues. So I feel like the election is over, so we are free.
All right. Let's transition a bit. We have concluded with this segment of discussing district taking politics as well as your team. Let's transition a bit to the national politics. You have been an ardent supporter and a very strong supporter of the Unity Party, and you people on numerous occasions, you people have been pressuring the National Elections Commission. One of the videos that I saw, you were part of the band of supporters of the Unity Party that went at the National Elections Commission, demanding the folks at the National Elections Commission to be available the FFR, the FRR, and that of so now the election is over. We are talking about governance. We are talking about governance. What are some of those recommendations Now there has been a lot of public outcry. A lot of people are saying that the UP government, based upon what they told us, they should conduct a rigorous auditing exercise. What is your stance? What do you think should be mostly prioritized by the incoming administration, which will soon be inaugurated on January 22nd?
And I thank you. Welcome. The major thing, the major issue right now in Liberia is audit.
What do you think is one of the major issues aside from the numerous problems we have in Liberia?
Uh, you know what created that numerous problem? Because the past administration did not focus on the issue of auditing the Madam Salif, the Madam Salif regime. So at the end of the day, there was nothing to show that this is why the Salif government left. Right? Jean Brown took 150 from the cover. There was no record on that. Let me tell you, every institution conduct an audit at the end of the year. I think your institution conduct an audit, financial audit, right? To tell you, all right, we bought this chair $5 in January. We bought this chair $10. The laptop $10. They conduct an audit. You know what audit? You know what audit open avenue of transparency for people to trust the institution. Every year, the Ministry of Education, Ministry of Finance, they go on audit. But let me tell you, we, the United Party-led government, not going to depend on that audit because let me tell you, audit is somehow they can compromise audit. So now, the first one, the CDC are saying that the audit is not necessary at this time. Every year we conduct an audit, but then that audit can be state managed. So when you're independent audit firm, that out of the government, institution, and ministry, then we're going to be satisfied to say yes.
A lot of the folks from the outgoing government feel that they are not afraid about audit because most often folks from the Unity Party oftentimes use that particular phrase to intimidate them, but they are not actually afraid of an audit. But they demand they are actually appealing to the government to actually do the auditing exercise in the confines of the law because we have the GSC, we have the IAA, we have several.
So you see, I'm not cutting you off.
Mhm.
That's why I stated
Mhm.
the GSC can conduct audit, right? But then, is this audit is credible? That out of the fundings, we had a reliance that nothing went wrong, right? We had an issue about the 16 million. 16 million.
Is it about the people?
No. We're not targeting individuals.
Is it about the people who are actually conducting the audit or the institution has a problem?
Lincoln. Unity Party is not targeting individuals. Unity Party are targeting institutions. So if institutions their leaders did not do the right thing, right? Definitely, Unity Party going to track that. We're not going to leave no stone untouched. This is why we struggle for. This is why we put our life on the line. We now put our life on the line for Unity Party to say, yeah, it is cool, everything is bread and butter. No, Lincoln. No. We decided to support Unity Party. Oh no. You're not a strange person. You I know so many days you saw me many videos that was at the scene. You know what we were fighting for? We were fighting for change. If Unity Party will come to power and wants to compromise CDC mess, definitely. Myself today, if even Unity Party give me a job and Unity Party want to compromise with CDC, bro, I've been existing long before Unity Party.
Do you
so
in the Black Eye administration?
I'm not seeing it, but sometimes you don't base your hope on politics, right? There's no reliance that they're going to do it until the Unity Party can do that. Until the Unity Party can, that is my dream for Unity Party to audit this administration, because you know what? A few days I did a contract with UNDP, and I got to realize that you cannot find a good public schools in Bon County that is close to Monrovia, right here in Mangibi. that is close to Monrovia. Then think on counties like Maryland. Think on counties like Grand Gita. So what are we living for? We need improvement in our personal life, right? We need an education system that, right, people out there can say yes, we can depend on Liberia.
Do you see that in the Unity Party and
Eh,
incoming administration?
I don't want to say that
Mhm.
that I see it in the Unity Party until the Unity Party can say yes.
What
Mr. Chair,
provoked your decision for the Unity Party?
if Unity Party,
Mhm.
if Unity Party fail to audit
Mhm.
the CDC government, and if Unity Party try to compromise the interests of the Liberian people to forego something, definitely, Lincoln, if even Unity Party giving you a job today, I'm going to leave that job, and I feel that let my life judge me when it comes to issues.
Are you
My
sincere about
life,
that?
I'm but you know that you know my support to Unity Party. I don't need to tell you, know my support to Unity Party, but I want for Unity Party to do the right thing. I want Ambassador Joseph Boak to do the right thing. We will conduct the audit, and if anybody was in data in the process, definitely you're going to be prosecuted. You go or you come down, because this is what the people want. This is what the people voted the Unity Party, right? The people now voted the Unity Party to compromise. We need a change. Change was the major concern of the people was change. So if Unity Party try to compromise, definitely.
Okay, let's look at Mohammed. You have another questions because
Um, the issue about audit, it is something good. It is not just all about money, 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 money. No, at times it is about how well you manage the institution, not just only about the amount of money you have received or the amount of money you have spent. No, um, the expectations of the Liberian people is at the peak. It's very hard to the extent where the Liberian people envisage a smooth Liberia, a Liberia where things will not be difficult as it was, according to them. They are opting for a good Liberia, for a better Liberia where they will not find too much mysterious killings, what the Unity Party campaign in. All of those things the Unity Party said it was wrong yesterday, it was wrong 6 years ago. The Liberian people are now looking up to the Unity Party. So if you were to conduct an audit, what are those methodology you're going to use in conducting the audit?
Okay, you know, the first, like you stated, policies that is not all about on the finance, right?
Mm-hmm.
The misuse of government fundings,
Exactly.
uh, government equipment,
Yeah.
right? Uh, the hair of those institutions can be impacted, right? But then, yeah, it's it. Right now, the focus of the people, the Liberian people, is change. That is the mindset of the people. We need change, right? Okay, as God could have it, Ambassador Joseph Boaka was elected by the Liberian people. That is why Ambassador Boaka stated that there is no longer a green Liberia and there is no longer a blue Liberia. We are working in the interest of the people because Liberia remains for the people. Today, Joseph Boaka will be out, right? There will be a Liberia. Today, Lincoln will be out. Alhaji will be out. There will be a Liberia. Mark Akna will be out. There will be a Liberia. So we need to create an avenue. We need to create a path that our next generation will move us smoothly. So, for example, we say we will forget about the whole audit. I'm just saying something. We will forget about the whole audit. So people that was involved in corrupt practices, right, will work with impunity. They work with impunity during the Manasalik regime. We agree Manasalik regime 80%. For I can't tell you the reason why he did it, but then he said that he grade on national radio BBC that he grade Madam Salif 80%. Right? So meaning if also 80 excellent. So here's our point. Our point is we want to know what happened during the first year of George Weah. What happened during the second year of George Weah?
But those who serve the previous 6 years, those who serve for 6 years, they are also saying the always should start from Sebi regime
Uh,
comes
uh,
to George Weah
uh,
before.
uh, Mohammed, nobody going to tell this regime, not going to tell the United Party regime what to do.
Yeah, but it
Right?
is the Liberian
No,
people
no,
that
no.
are
It's the
requesting that.
Liberian people,
It was
right?
the Liberian people that
But
recommended that.
that's a recommendation. That is a recommendation.
Uh-huh.
It's not something that is binding. That oh, we must audit the Manasali regime.
Yeah, but it is
Right?
the same thing. Yeah, you
No,
that it is the
no.
same thing.
Uh,
It is the same thing.
if the
It is the
United
same
Party is in
thing.
a
It is the
position,
same thing. It is
if
the
the
same.
United Party is in a position to audit the Manasali regime, fine.
So
I got no issue with it.
Are they
But
not in
now,
a position
and politics. Yeah.
Okay, folks, again, we are very sorry for the technical break we experienced. It was actually due to a power outage that our technician has been able to quickly resolve this issue. And this is a normal thing. Remember that we are in Liberia, where we transmit. We we are oftentimes grappling with the issues about power outages, and this is not a new situation. It's almost like a culture in our setting now. So we still have with us in studio Mark Define McKay, former chairpersons of Team Princess Gateway. He said he would definitely communicate with the rightful authority to state his resignations. So we still have it in our studio, Mark Define McKay. So very shortly, while we are rolling with the conversation, I will be joined again by my colleague Mohammed Vanikan. Normally, when we ever we experience this kind of technical issue, the man has to leave, to go and start preparing to resolve the technical issues at the back end. So we are back again, and we are actually back for good. We are hoping that we can successfully end this broadcast before we experience any other thing that has to do with power outage. So, Mark, you were actually giving your own opinions about the Joe Blackard administrations, even though a lot of Liberians believe that Joe Blackard should definitely stick to those of the promises, and even within the court to arrest platform, number six, pillar six of the platform talks about the government's stance against the issues about corruption. So you are definitely speaking relatively to that before we got interrupted, and we will definitely do your due diligence to just conclude on that particular thing before
Yeah.
we
So
transition
so
into other issues.
yeah. So like I was saying, right? Unity Pilot now had the opportunity to do the right thing, right? And that proof that Unity Party is the strongest, opposition political parties for the past 30 years in our body politics. Because Unity Party lost her election 2017, right? In 2023, she won her elections. That implies that Unity Party is the biggest opposition political parties, right? So now here's the fact: the people want the best from the Unity Party when it comes to the promises, right? Thing we said before, we argue, we went to a tie shop in our communities, as lead campaigner for the Unity Party. So now, what we were told, this is our agenda, what we want for this government to do, and they are not doing. And we feel like if you guys get the opportunity, we can make this happen. This is the rightful time. And I feel like I see in the charts, and I'm seeing that Joe Walker going to work towards that direction. And so, but now I'm not saying that with 100% ensuring that I'm giving you, because it's politics. A lot of team plays outside the scene. So sometimes you just seeing it, you just gotta go by it. And but now I'm not going to say that I support the Unity Party. So if Unity Party is not on the right path, I remains to be a Unity Party policy. No, that I will sit and not speak against it. No, you're not going to find that in me, right? If Unity Party is not on the right path, definitely, I think I'm going to make recommendation from any office that I will be sitting in G
Why, if your recommendations are not heard too? What
So
could be?
definitely, you see when people makes recommendation like what we did during the Madam Sali, during the George Manaria regime, we make a lot of recommendation. But our friends from the other side feel that it was so much about politics. It was so much about politics. So they need not to give her that attention. So they go on with their own agenda. So you see, you had the purple agenda. It was not successful. You see, before the purple agenda, we had an existing agenda. Charles Taylor time we have Vision 2030. So there will always be an agenda, but we need an agenda that will take the people the people interest to be that interest. Not to just come up with addiction. It's a Vision 2030. You know, Joe Parker gonna come up with something that just to satisfy the people at that particular time. No, that is not what we need. We need, and when you say this to the Liberian people, like he made a statement, he said in 100 days, there's gonna be a free flow from where there's no good road connectivities, right? We wait to see the 100 days.
Are you confident of the 100 day
Definitely, I'm confident.
deliverable?
And definitely, we're gonna work on that.
Or into the
Right?
fact that we have some other issues in the country, like the domestic debt issue?
And that is why we've been working us at the scene. You know that Joe Barker is not in country.
I'm aware.
You're aware that Joe Barker is not in country, right?
Mhm.
And so Joe Barker left the issue about certificating his team to go out. Joe Barker going out was not to go meet maybe Zidane,
Are you
not to meet.
are you confident that the
Rolando.
his being away will definitely yield substantial benefits for our country?
Definitely, especially towards the 100 days uh 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 issue promises Joe Barker made to the public.
Promises to workers. So let's talk about other issues relative to the Joe Walker chances and exploring the possibilities of the Joe Walker deliverables within the targeted period of 6 years, because they are quote unquote arrest platform definitely have a span of 6 years, and by the end of 6 years we should have a lot of things. A lot of Liberians are talking about your government, your incoming Joe Walker administration criticize the outgoing government of about the issues about drug, the issues about unemployment, the quote unquote harmonization policies, which a lot of civil servants feel that that is one of the worst policies to ever happen. What could be an amicable recipe to address all of those issues that the Joe Barker once criticized the outgoing government of?
Lincoln,
Mhm.
we had a working tools that we call IRES, agricultural, rural education, sanitation, and tourism.
Mhm.
Right? So if we can invest now 50 million in our agriculture sector, definitely from my projection, 4.8% of the population of Liberia, right, going to work in that direction. We import 60% of our staple food. We import it. So we have to pay taxes. We got to buy the commodities. All of these things require money. So while we can use that same money, but we got to factor so invest right in our country, right? We can we can focus on subsistence farming that will empower our local farmers, that their produce will be sell will be on sale for a particular price, that will give them the purchasing power to go for big equipments that they will be investing in. We now will not look at other big set our products to other big companies, right? So our palm or our cocoa, our coffee, our sugar cane, we're gonna we're gonna focus on getting the raw material and transforming it into to goods that we too can use and import. But now if you got 60% of your stable food you importing, definitely, even if you made anybody president of Liberia, you made in Jamaica president of Liberia, bro, we're gonna be on that same level.
Look, let's talk about, because I was reading a summary of the arrest platform. It talks about the issues about elevating our people from the culture of subsistence farming to a mechanized farming. What are the methodologies the Unity Party-led government, owing to the fact that Joseph Walker once served as agriculture minister? A lot of people believe that he has some extensive experience when it comes to the agriculture sector. He would definitely explore that experience to create a lot of positive impacts in our agricultural sector.
Okay, like I said,
Mhm.
right? If we open up our agriculture setup, we have 48.9% of the people working. You know, so let's see, it's gonna cut down the issue about uh unemployment rate, right? And so now cutting down that particular number, right? Farming not gonna be on the low scales. our focus when we talk about agriculture, we're gonna go in for huge materials, right?
Look,
Like we need machine to produce rice, right? Produce the rice, bag the rice, right, and sell it on our Liberian market. We need machines, agricultural machines, you know, to transform the issue about our palm, right? Our palm, right in here, right? So at the end of the day, our palm, we're gonna be producing palm oil. We're gonna be producing uh alcohol. We got a lot of materials on the palm, right? So now we're gonna use our sugar cane, we use our cocoa, and transform these materials right in Liberia. So now they're gonna be available companies. They're gonna be available workers. They're gonna be a job line. They're gonna open.
one could argue that, considering the fact that we already have a culture, or we already have a culture where a lot of Liberians who are engaged into farming activity are mostly engaged into the subsistence. So trying to deviate from the subsistence farming to the mechanized farming could cause a lot of times
So
the
so
need
that
a
that
lot
is
of
a
Liberians to
process.
get accustomed to the issues about
Lincoln,
operating the equipment, all of those heavy
Lincoln,
NOF equipment,
Lincoln.
and all
That
of those
that is a
things.
process,
Mhm.
right? Farming is a process, right? Farming, especially when you want to engage in machine that farming, it's a process, right? So now our first step here, we're gonna go here to local farmers that if, for example, if you are producing for your rice 10 bag of rice, the government gonna give you 8, that you're gonna go to 50. Maybe it's the next farming era, you're gonna go to 60. There's gonna be a growth in your production. So if there's a growth in your production, if machinery farming is about to take place, definitely you're not gonna be infected so badly, right? So now, if you make a little farm and you can get 150 or 300 bags of rice, right? And you selling, and it's a company that come to 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 take over that particular setup. That company not gonna get rid of you. No, they're gonna work in line with you. They're gonna empower you, right? Because the reason they're gonna do that, they feel like they don't want to make you jobless. That everybody will go for their produce. So our focus that they're going to work with the local farmers to implement or to produce more products on the Liberian market, that if we can get sufficient, like India we importing rice from India. What Indian got a rice? They eat rice, right? But then they import. So now all the rice they produce, they just import. They eat rice. So if we can get our stable food issue constant in our country, that we can depend on, say yes, now Liberia is producing our own rice, and we've been mandated by government that we should prioritize our local farmers' right. Definitely, they're going to be growth in the Liberia market. They're going to be employment.
Agriculture. Are you also cognizant of the fact that for one to make a substantial impact in the agricultural field, one must be acknowledgeable to the issues about road, because agriculture and road,
So
they
you
are
see,
intertwined. It's a good part of
in
governance
in
to so
in,
almost so
in
much.
arrest,
Mhm.
AREST. The next thing after agriculture is road,
Mhm.
because it's simple. If there is no road connectivity, right? Definitely you produce in Nima, right? In a village part of Nima, Saklepidi or whatever. There's no rule from Saklepidi to go to the commercial side where we get red light, we get Douala, the product on the spot. So you're planting your banana. That is why you see farmers, before they get the product to the central point or to the main commercial area, they put us for, because there's no road connectivity. And we found that at the southeastern point, right? There's no good road here. You see Lofa, we started, we had a project that uh this administration inherited. The Manakuma Road, the road connecting uh Bon County and Lofa. right? So you see, if this road is paved, that product can come from Lofa straight to Bump. Definitely, you find a good road to from Bump to to Monrovia. So you see, if they were selling a branch of planting for $100, definitely they're going to drop because that product that can spoil. So he wants to sell and go back.
One could argue very strongly that one of the reasons why Montserrat County is by far the most populated county, second to Nimba, is because a lot of people leave the rural parts of Liberia in search of ends meet and looking for a way to survive. Isn't that system or a culture that the Unity Party is trying to adopt into our Liberian setting, trying to contextualize it into our Liberian setting? Don't you think that they will actually experience some difficulty in terms of convincing the people
So
to actually disintegrate them from the area they have heard and accustomed to over the
so you
years?
see legal.
Mhm.
Everybody wants to come to Liberia, to Monrovia, to go at the University of Liberia, right?
Mhm.
So for example, because after all is education, for example, right? We got a we got a good university that can be compared to stand up the University of Liberia in Nima, in Bon County, right? Right? Let's say let's do it this way. The Nima County Community College, right? The Bon County Community College, the Lofa County Community College, right? The Maryland Community College, the Grand Bassa Community College. They are all in power. They got equipment. They got good teaching staff, right? They've been well paid, right? They got an environment or a conducive learning environment. You see, you're not going to find more people coming to Monrovia. People right after high school, they're going to stay right in Maryland, get a bachelor degree, and start to implement whatever they have learned right in Maryland. Same as Bombing, same as Cape Man, same as Bapolo, same as Grand Bassa, same as Sano. So we try to open every context to make our own people. But you if you observe that Montserrat is the smallest county,
Sure.
right? But Montserrat got the capital. The capital is in Montserrat. So all of the happenings now is in Montserrat. So everybody focus is to come Monrovia before you be successful. But knowing the fact that if Nema is up to a standard, you can be in Nema and be successful. You can be in Grand Baza and be successful. You can be in Bapolu and be successful. That is why they got local government to all of this area that we are discussing. Right? We got representatives, we got senators, we got clan chief, we get town chief. It is areas. So what we saying, we want to open the economies that the focus point will now want to be Montserrat. Because at Montserrat now, you find everybody. People leave the interior with nothing concrete, knowing the fact that this is the capital. And I feel when I come to Monrovia and I can make life. Knowing the fact you come in me another group in Monrovia that is not working, that is not doing anything. So you see a young man, you see a young
Is the Unity Party going to break that culture?
so now this is why Unity Party want to do. And I can tell you, this not going to be done in the period of 6 years. Let me be clear, right? Liberia will be better, right? Like you heard people saying we got to reduce our expectation,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
In other sense, we're not saying we're not working in line with the people agenda, but we want for our friends from the opposition to understand that there have been huge damage that we need to, right? It's just like there is a wound. If you don't heal that wound, they're gonna be pause, right? And so our our plan now to heal that wound is a process. So you know the party not gonna say, oh, today, tomorrow, the rice price is 1,000 out of our bag or 50 kg bag. That is not what you should expect now, right? But then, and I can tell you that our economy gonna get better because we have started negotiating with other foreign partners, and we're seeing the light that it's gonna be better. But The way that our friends from the opposition feel that, hey, we pressure them with the 6 years and they did not have the opportunity, knowing the fact that Lincoln government runs on program. And if you doesn't have the people to implement or to craft program, definitely leave the issue about success. You're not going to be successful because you don't have program. Government runs on program. You don't have program, definitely you're not going to go to that path that you expecting your government to go.
One last question before we take a leave of you and better ask you to insert your party in comment because we are pressed against time. Your government, the Unity Party government, has been very critical about the African government over the issues about maintaining laws and orders in this country. I think uh, 1 hour definitely stands for the issues of a rule of law. Aside from the latest request or request made by a lot of Liberians, they also want you to also investigate a lot of mysterious debt you have been able to use as a beacon of campaign slogans across the country. What do you hope? What is the vision? What do you foresee the rule of law in terms of it's being strengthening up to the expectations of the Liberian people?
So you see, legal,
Mhm.
right? We had a lot of critical issues as it relates of mysterious death. We had issues that a certain George was impeached with nothing credible because we had a canonical, right? We had auditors that died mysteriously, and our president, the Republic of Liberia, George Weah, said that the two people came or having fun, right? So now our focus is to change the dialectics. That is what the people want. So if we doesn't focus on the rule of law, why are we here? Liberia is not a lawless state, right? So now our focus is to implement the law. And that's going to start with people that mismanage government resources. If we fail to tackle the issue about rule of law, definitely nothing going to, because there is no rule of law. People come here to do things that is not right. They work with impunity. There will be no investor because no investor don't want to come
Do
to.
you think it will actually revive the rule of law in Nigeria?
Definitely, definitely, and I can assure you that our focus is the interest of the people. Unity Party never came to power. We were not elected on the basis of we found we can bluff, we understand propagandas, we understand the media. That is not why Unity Party came to power. Unity Party came to power on the basis that the quest of the people, the will of the people, because they feel that the ruling party, the ruling establishment, the coalition with Democratic Change was now on the rifle that trajectory with what they wanted to. The economists, why people feel somehow in the act of reducing salaries. Why people feel somehow in the act of not carrying out proper investigations on cases. We had I think, 3 or 4 missing boys right here.
Yeah,
Because the TD missing boys, because we had one man in line with the government plan. He was, taking government bodies, right? Yeah. And so at the end of the day, he needed not to face justice. We had one court that felt they felt that they were not secure, right? In the midst of opposition George, because he came out with dissenting view during the 2017 elections. Cabinet journey, you know that. So yes, we want a society that everybody present will be fair. That is why the Liberian people came out to vote Ambassador Joseph Yiman Bwaga to implement these things that the past regime was not focusing on, right? You see at the end of there's a on working day, Joe, we are playing basketball. On a normal working day, the president will spend 40 days out of the country.
Now we are talking about governance, so I think you have commented. Perhaps in the coming days, I would definitely invite you over so that we can complete the remaining platforms and look and talk more about governance on this platform.
Sure.
Mhm. Mm-hmm.
So, again, I'd like to say thanks for the opportunity uh, to speak on national issues that are relating to the growth and development of the state. And I can assure you here on this platform that the Unity Party, our government, Ambassador held by Ambassador Joseph Yimam Waka and Jeremiah Brown, will work in the interest of the people, but then we need time. Things not going to be honey at this particular junction, right? So we are saying things will be fine, but then it's a process. All the things is a process. It's not going to take a one day that people want to restitute funds, people that still government money, people that bought houses. It's a time. So let us keep our faith that things will be better.
So let's keep our faith that things will be better. That is the last word from Magdi Fan McKay, former chairman of the Princess Gateway. He has been here. We have been discussing many of the issues relative to our national scene, and he spoke his opinion. He expressed optimism in the Unity Party government's ability to definitely work in the targeted period of 6 years. So that is it. That is where we are, folks. Do join us on tomorrow, at which time we will definitely be here to bring the program. Good evening, Liberia. My name is Kim back. We are very sorry for the technical break we do throughout the course of our broadcast. We are hoping that every other thing can be resolved immediately after we transition into the brand new year 2024. So we just have few days going to the year 2024. It is our optimism that we will definitely transition from online institution to an FM service. Our management has also our management is working behind the scene to ensure that we get every other necessary documentation in tight so that we definitely improve. So my name is Kim Linden. This is how I choose to say bye bye from my end.